Goes the family. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hope you guys having a great, not Larry's Anything Goes, Patterson L Properties. I'm tripping. But yeah, welcome back to Patterson L Properties. It's been a minute since I've used Zoom. One, two, three. Okay, cool. It's been a minute since I've used Zoom, but sometimes you just got to switch it up. All right. So, anyways, talking about office and home landlords may go into default. All right. So, with mass layoffs within the public and private sector of the United States of America right now, as of March 2025, within the economy, financial and economic uncertainty, employers constantly downsizing, telework still in effect in certain sectors has basically created a recipe for disaster. Now, during the global pandemic, it doesn't really come as a surprise when it comes to the commercial real estate industry, the world, in regards to them being in so much trouble. The world was locked down during those years of 2020 to 2023, and lots of corporations have restructured the ways that they've leased commercial space for today's workforce and definitely tomorrow's workforce. Especially given the fact that lots of today's workers care more about lifestyle than they do about living in a major, overpriced, and overcrowded city. Um, they want to live out in the middle of nowhere. They want to live in another country. I mean, there was a video of a guy. He literally, him and his wife lived in a van, and they was traveling up and down the California, Oregon, and Washington State coastline, and he was still able to get his job done. And when his office was like, "Yeah, you need to come back to work," he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna find." He came back to work for like 2 months until he could find a fully 100% remote job because he's like, I don't want to live a basic, boring, average lifestyle. And in today's world, I get it, because some people just want to be able to live their life on the edge and whatnot. But anyways, it's a crazy time that we're living in right now, and it's like I always say, family, that if one cannot afford to pay the rent or their mortgage because of lack of employment and unemployment, is basically another recipe for disaster. From federal government jobs, Southwest Airlines, tech companies, and so many other industries are laying off employees right now in 2024. There may be a massive amount of commercial and residential homes come on the market, but will people even be able to afford to purchase the property? That, family, is a very subjective question, and only time will tell if regular, everyday working people will be able to do so. So, according to the article that I read the other day, the number of big office, because a $5,000 check from Doge is not going to do it. The number of big office landlords defaulting on their loans is on the rise. Fresh evidence that more developers believe that remote and hybrid work habits have permanently impaired the office market. The giant investment manager, Brookfield Asset Management, recently defaulted on a total of over $750 million in debt for a pair of 52-story towers in Los Angeles, according to the February securities filing. Real estate firm RXR is in the talks with creditors to restructure debt on 61 Broadway, a 34-story tower in Manhattan's financial district. These are both cities that have had a lot of gentrification before the pandemic and definitely during the pandemic. And these are major cities where a lot of people, unless for the most part, people are trying to be in the entertainment business, work on Wall Street in the financial sector, or tech sector. People are not really, most Americans are not really gravitating towards moving to New York City or a city like Los Angeles, unless it's somebody from a foreign country where they don't really know any better, um, or they actually come into the city with money from another country. So, as far as not knowing any better in regards to how expensive and overpriced and overcrowded these cities are, and I love Los Angeles, but LA has issues. New York has issues. The only difference is LA is much more of a beautiful city to look at compared to New York City. My personal opinion. I'll leave it at that. Handing over the building to the lender is more the option under consideration these days for a lot of people who lease the buildings, the people who own the buildings. And I don't know about you all, family, but if one drives around their local community within the last 5 years, office space available for lease signs and, of course, going out of business signs have been growing for the last 15 years. But this has been intensifying for the last 2 years because of the reorganization of the United States economy. And with all these massive layoffs in the public and private sector, this will increasingly intensify. Because remember, this is going to, now it's just hitting regular working people. Eventually, um, it's going to hit people, banks, and it's going to hit landlords. And then, as far as all these mass layoffs, and then it's going to hit the small businesses. Because if you think that the lockdown, a lot of small businesses are feeling the pinch anyways, because people have been, because of the condition of the economy right now, as of March 2025, people are like, see a lot of high inflation, stock market's going to crap. And people can't afford to buy a home, people can't afford to buy a car. So people are being more mindful with their spending, who they're spending their money with, and how they're spending the money, because most people's not in the habit of becoming homeless and being broke. That's just not, that's just something that they really don't want to be. So they're like, hey, I'd rather not go out. I'd rather not go on vacation. I'd rather not do X, Y, Z because there's too much uncertainty right now. If I can hold on to my old car, then so be it. Because there's too much uncertainty right now. I'll buy more food from the grocery stores and cook more and won't order from the businesses. That's the times that we're living in right now. So therefore, with that being said, how's somebody going to be able to try to put enough money together and get the credit together in order for them to purchase a $500,000 home, which most homes cost that around the United States of America, specifically in all major metropolitan areas. All right. So what about this time next year of March 2026? Will the U.S. economy see more homes come on the market, and will they even be affordable if that is the case? Only time will tell, family. Only time will tell. On that note, do the great thing for things. Share and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves so you're going to live like fools. They say in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.